Tuesday, April 6. The Covenant with Abram. Genesis chapter 12, verse 3 reads, "And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curseth thee, and in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed." Question. Read Genesis chapter 12, verses 1, 2, and 3. List the specific promises God made to Abram. Genesis 12, beginning at verse 1. Now the Lord had said to Abram, "Get out of your country, from your family, and from your father's house, to a land that I will show you. I will make you a great nation. I will bless you, and make your name great, and you shall be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and I will curse him who curses you, and in you all the families of the earth shall be blessed." Notice that among these promises, God said to Abram that in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed, in verse 3. What does that mean? How were all the families of the earth blessed in Abram? Well, if we look at Galatians chapter 3, verses 6 to 9, just as Abraham believed God, and it was accounted to him for righteousness, therefore know that only those who are of faith are sons of Abraham. And the Scripture, foreseeing that God would justify the Gentiles by faith, preached the gospel to Abraham beforehand, saying, "In you all the nations shall be blessed." So then, those who are of faith are blessed with believing Abraham. In what ways can you see in this earlier promise the promise of Jesus the Messiah? We look at Galatians 3, verse 26. "And if you are Christ's, then you are Abraham's seed, and heirs according to the promise." In this, the first recorded divine revelation to Abram, God promised to enter into a close and lasting relationship with him, even before he used any language that spoke about covenant making. Direct references to the covenant that God would make came later in Genesis 15, 4-21, and Genesis 17, 1-14. For the moment, God offered a divine human relationship of great significance. The repeated "I will" in Genesis 12, 1-3 suggests the depth and greatness of God's offer and promise. In addition, Abram received a single but testing command: go forth. He obeyed by faith, as we read in Hebrews 11:8, but not in order to bring about the promised blessings. Hebrews 11 and verse 8. By faith Abraham obeyed when he was called to go out to the place which he would receive as an inheritance, and he went out not knowing where he was going. His obedience was the response of his faith to the loving relationship which God already had established. In other words, Abram already believed in God, already trusted in God, already had faith in God's promises. He had to, otherwise he never would have left his family and ancestral land to begin with and headed into places unknown. His obedience revealed his faith both to men and to angels. Abram, even back then, revealed the key relationship between faith and works. We are saved by faith, a faith that results in works of obedience. The promise of salvation comes first, the works follow. Although there can be no covenant fellowship and no blessing without obedience, that obedience is faith's response to what God already has done. Such faith illustrates the principle in 1 John 4:19. We love him, that's God, because he first loved us. And so to finish the day, read Genesis 15 and verse 6. In what ways does it show the basis of all covenant promises? Why is this blessing the most precious one of all? Genesis 15 verse 6, "And he believed in the Lord, and he accounted it to him for righteousness."